So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. It's exactly 9 o'clock, and we are starting the program immediately with opening prayer, and to do the opening prayer for us is Malam Abdul Karim Adenekan. I don't think he's with us yet. Malam Abdul Karim Adenekan. In his absence, I'll call on Malam Ayeni Adeshina to please give us the opening prayer. Malam Ayeni Adeshina to please give us the opening prayer. Okay.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord of Infinity Majesty, that has given us an opportunity to gather this evening and listen to one of our best. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put his blessing in today's presentation. We beseech Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may increase our facilitator in the best of knowledge and the best of whatever he lays his hands on. And at the end of the day, may we all benefit from today's presentation. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala count it as one of our best deeds in this world and the day of resurrection. Allahumma ameen. Al-Fatiha. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Amen. Yeah, I'll be at morning tomorrow and then
Amin. Back to the MC, sir.
Sorry, I'm with you. I said, sorry, the next thing is recitation from the glorious Quran. And to do that for us is the Amir, Malam Abdullah Sulaiman. Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولقد آتينا لقمان الحكمة أن اشكر لله ومن يشكر فإنما يشكر لنفسه ومن كفر فإن الله غني حميد فإذ قال لقمان لابنه وهو يعظه يا بني لا تشرك بالله إن الشرك لظلم عظيم فوصينا الإنسان بوالديه حملته أمه وهنا على وهن ففصاله في عامين أن اشكر لي ولوالديك إلي المصير وإن جاهداك على أن تشرك بي ما ليس لك به علم فلا تطعهما وصاحبهما في الدنيا معروفا واتبع سبيل من أناب إلي ثم إلي مرجعكم فأنبئكم بما كنتم تعملون صدق الله العظيم.
صدق الله العظيم وبلغ رسول الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين. I'll give thanks to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has made it easy for our brother to give us that beautiful recitation. Pray that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it from him and those of us that are listening keenly as an act of ibadah for each and every one of us and put it in our mizan as a positive deed for each and every one of us. The next thing now is introduction of our guest. We already have the chairman of today's program available in person of our mentor, our brother, Al-Haj Abdulaziz Ajala. Please, can you say Taslim to the house, Al-Haj? Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's a pleasure having you in our midst to chairman this occasion. We pray that may Allah also accept it from you as an act of ibadah. Also, our father of for today's program, the father of today's occasion, is our father, our mentor, Al-Haj Sheikh Abdul Wahid Shitu Obalakum. He's not yet with us. I think when he joined us, we'll call him for recognition. We also recognize all our mothers that are present with us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it from you as an act of ibadah and all our brothers as a whole. Now we are going straight to the lecture, and our guest lecturer is no other person than our mentor also on the part, Dr. Luqman Abdul Rahim. Inshallah, he is a associate professor of entrepreneurship from the University of Brunei, Darussalam, and also the Brunei and global president of the Academic of Entrepreneurship and Innovation. So we want you to say a taslim to the house. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khairan for giving us the time and the opportunity to listen to you, to learn from you. Pray that may Allah SWT guide your thoughts and every one of us throughout this program. Inshallah, we're going straight. We're going to hand over the invisible microphone to him. He has 40 minutes to deliver his lecture. Or just as our brothers have reminded us, let every one of us try and mute our speakers so that we can benefit immensely from the speech. The topic is intelligence rule the world. So now I'll hand over the mic to our father, Dr. Luqman. Bismillah falyatafaddal mashkura.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillah alladhi bi ni'matihi tat'imu salahat. Thumma salatu wassalam ala ashrafil mursalin sayyidina Muhammadin sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wa ala alihi wa ashabi wa salim tasliman. To my esteemed brothers, sisters, and all those who are listening, I want to greet you all with the best of greetings by saying Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So is the audio clear enough?
Yes, for now it's clear. Initially it wasn't, okay, but now it's clear.
Okay. First and foremost, I would like to commend the organizers, the Muslim Society of Nigeria, the Legacy Group, for organizing this contemporary lecture entitled Intelligence Rules the World. So that is the topic of discussion. Because of the limited time, I would like to go straight into the discussion. So the first question we need to ask ourselves is, why are we here? Obviously, based on the letter of invitation and the synopsis, we are here for two reasons. The first one is update our understanding of the ABCDEF of intelligence. That's number one reason why we are here. Secondly, we are here to apply whatever we have learned today, because the hallmark of knowledge is to apply whatever is learned. If you don't apply what you have learned, then you are not really worthy of really acquiring knowledge. The essence of knowledge is application. We must apply whatever we have learned. And that is what is called the outcome of learning. And how do we apply it? We apply the insight. That is, whatever we have learned from this lecture, we put it into practice in our lives and places where we have influence, be it local government, community, in our family, in our workplaces, in our country, wherever we find ourselves. Intelligence is worthy of being applied. So the next thing we need to ask ourselves is why this topic? So the introduction of the topic. Based on research, it's been affirmed and confirmed that the statement, intelligence rules the world, is traced to the foremost Black nationalist, Marcus Garvey. So several years ago, he warned Africa and the Black people, and by extension, developing economies. He said, never forget that intelligence rules the world and ignorance carries the burden. So we have only captured one part of the statement. He said, never forget. He's talking to our, mind. He's appealing to our subconscious. He's telling us the bitter truths and fact that you Africans, you Black, you developing countries, never forget that intelligence rules the world and ignorance carries the burden. Most of you who are familiar with what is happening in Sudan, another part of Africa and developing countries, will appreciate this particular fact. A country that is 100% Muslim, fighting among themselves in the month of Ramadan. Outside Ramadan, the fighting continues. So ignorance carries the burden. Innocent Muslims, innocent citizens, innocent foreigners, they are carrying the burden because those who are supposed to know do not know. So we can see the devastating consequences. Therefore, remove yourself as far from ignorance as possible and seek as far as possible to be intelligent. So we must be intelligent on heart. For references, you can read Amsterdam News 2016. So a full story of this particular speech or statement or story was actually featured. To what extent is this statement true today from the lenses of Quran, Hadith, and contemporary knowledge? How true is the statement, intelligence rules the world and ignorance carries the burden? So let us see some highlights from the Quran. Intelligence is an important asset that Allah endowed humans with. It is one of the 5 fundamental principles of Islamic law called Maqasidu Sharia. So out of these 5 principles, the one that relates to intelligence is called Ifzul Hakil, protection of the intellect. The intellect is the very reason Allah commanded angels and jinn to bow before Adam in the story of creation. You all know all this. When Allah created Adam, he endowed him with what? Intelligence, by teaching him knowledge, skills, and understanding. And he called the angels that name all these creations. They failed because they were not sufficiently intelligent like Adam. So Allah now asked Adam, name all this creation. Adam was able to do that. And Allah said, Isjudul Adam, prostrate for Adam. Fasajadu, they all prostrated illa Iblis, except devil. We all know the story. So the importance of intelligence cannot be underscored. In fact, one of the reasons why human beings and jinns will enter hellfire on the day of judgment is
We can't
because
hear
they
you
have...
again, sir.
Can you hear me? Hello?
We can hear you, sir. We can hear you, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Okay.
We can hear you.
So one of the reasons why why people will enter hellfire on the day of judgment is because they have refused to use their intelligence very well. Because I said intelligence is a gift. In Quran,
yes, sir.
17, verse 70, Allah said, and indeed we have honored the children of Adam, and we have carried them on land and sea, and have provided them with things that are pure, and have preferred them above many of those whom we have created with a marked preferment. So the implication of this particular verse to scholar is that one of the gifts that Allah gave to humans is intelligence. So that is why we are being honored above other creatures of earth because of intelligence. So intelligence actually rules the world, even at the beginning of creation until the end of time. So let's see some highlights from the hadith before we now look at the contemporary discourse. The most knowledgeable people in Islam are those with greatest intellectual capacity acquired through knowledge. So there's nothing called intelligence except you are very, very knowledgeable, except you struggle on the path of knowledge. And when you acquire knowledge, you acquire skills and you acquire experience, you are going to be what? Intelligent. And you are going to have what is called intelligence. And that's why Prophet Islam was reported to have said, if Allah intends good for someone, he will bestow understanding of the religion on that particular person. Look at the Facebook today in Nigeria. Most scholars of Islam, they are fighting over so many issues. And even those who are ignorant, they are also, promoting their ideas. Why? Because of lack of understanding. So we are making mockery of ourselves, of our religion on Facebook, because people are not really very, very intelligent about the religion. So whosoever Allah loves, Allah endows him with what? Knowledge of the religion, and that is intelligence. Knowledge, skills, and experience about Islam. And also, whosoever travels a path in search of knowledge, Allah make easy for him a path of what? Paradise. So if you travel far and wide to acquire the knowledge of Islam and contemporary knowledge, Allah will open the gates of, intelligence for you, and also paradise, because you are going to be so knowledgeable, you'll be able to guide yourself, your family, and other members of the society. So as far as we are concerned, these are the foundation of our religion, because whatever we discuss, without looking at it from the foundation of, Islam, then we are not really educating, because ilmu, no, knowledge is light, and Islam is the light, of the world. So let's now go into the meaning of intelligence. Am I still audible very well?
Yes, you are,
Yes,
sir.
yes, you are.
Okay. So let's define intelligence, because that is why we are gathered. I've provided theological foundation. I've provided historical foundation to the topic. Then let us look at the concept itself. What is intelligence? According to so many scholars, intelligence refers to the innate ability and capacity of humans to acquire and apply knowledge, skills, and experience. You can see, when you travel on the path of knowledge, maybe from Nigeria to Cameroon, we have one of our professors here from Cameroon, Professor Ndedi. You're welcome. So when you travel from Nigeria to Cameroon to Mauritania, from Mauritania to Al-Azhar to acquire knowledge, in the process you acquire skills and you acquire experience to be able to navigate the problems of the world. At the end of the day, you become a knowledgeable person, an intelligent person, and that is what is called intelligence. Knowledge alone without skills, without experience, will lead to misapplication, misunderstanding, and misinformation. So people are knowledgeable who are not widely traveled, who don't acquire skills and experience from different contexts, different countries, different scholars. They will be living, in their own dream without facing the reality of the world. So that is what intelligence is all about. America leads the world today because of knowledge, but not just ordinary knowledge, knowledge that is based on skills, experience, what we can call intelligence. And that is why those who manipulate the affairs of the world, they are called the intelligent community. The security agencies that gather information, process information, and use it to manipulate our life, they call them the intelligence. So in Nigeria, we have the intelligence. In US, we have what? The intelligence. In UK, you have intelligence. Why? They are able to gather data, process data, and use that data to take informed decision. And that informed decision is what they use to actually tribute the rest of us, throw us wherever they want to throw us. They use it to shape things. They use it to shape opinion. They use it to influence countries. So intelligence therefore covers several life activities, such as the ability to evaluate and judge situation, the ability to reason and have abstract thoughts, the ability to learn quickly, from experience, the ability to comprehend complex ideas, and the ability to develop original and productive thoughts. That is what intelligence is all about. The next thing is, what is A, B, C, D, F of intelligence? This is just the scope of intelligence. Intelligence has what we can call facets. So the ABC of intelligence is an acronym for 6 types of intelligence, namely artificial intelligence, AI, business intelligence, BI, collective intelligence, CI, data intelligence, DI, emotional intelligence, AI, faith intelligence, FI. The most popular of all these typologies of intelligence are 3. AI is very, very popular, BI is very, very popular, and EI is very, very popular. We listen to it in news, we see it on YouTube because it's being used on a regular basis. But the scope of intelligence goes beyond these 3. There are collective intelligence, there is data intelligence, and there's also faith intelligence. So how important is intelligence? According to Usuli Institute, Usuli is an academy that carries out Islamic research. So the institute states that everything in life has a central motor, that is a driver, a nucleus that drives it, that allows it to work and exist. And the true motto of a believing Muslim is the intellect. If you lack intellect, then you cease to be a complete human being, and you can't be a rational, Muslims. But when you are intelligent, you are able to digest information and make decisions out of that particular information. But once the intelligence is faulty, the person is called Majnun, is somebody who is a mad person. So he will not be able to really act based on his intelligence. Also, everything in life has a pillar upon which it stands. And the pillar on which Islam stands is what? Intellect, intelligence. If you read Quran, Quran talks to intelligent people. So when Allah finish maybe a particular verse of the Quran, he will tell you that we are talking to what? The intelligent people. We are talking to people who can reason. Afala tubsirun, afala yakilun, afala takilun, afala yasmaun. Allah wants to talk to people who can use their faculties, their eyes, their ears, their brain to be able to reflect on things that Allah is talking about. Inna fi khalqis samawati wal ard wa ikhtilafi layli wan nahar la ayati liul albab. So Allah talks to the intelligent people. So the foundation of Islam, the pillar of Islam is actually intelligence. So let's now pick each of these particular typologies. The first one is what is called artificial intelligence. So what does it mean? Muslims are less concerned, say it's for the scientists. No, if you leave it to the scientists without providing guidance, AI is being used to manipulate our life. And very soon, AI will be introduced, to the mosques. If you are not careful, they are going to design a robotic imam that will be praying for you, a robotic, muazzin. Instead of imam being calling prayer, they will provide robots based on artificial intelligence to do all this for you. So you need to be concerned. Artificial intelligence refers to the scientific process of copying and reproducing the human brain's function in machine. Today, machine actually do what human beings are capable of doing. Robots and precision equipment to memorize, learn from experience, think and create, speak, judge, and make decisions. There are robots today that can conduct surgery. There are robots today that can judge in court. There are robots that can stand for you as lawyer in court, and they are better than humans. The reason why they have not been allowed to function is that in most countries of the world, to be a lawyer, you must have attended university. You must have acquired, degrees, and you must have been called to bar and certified as a lawyer. So if you now allow robots, because it's intelligent, to become lawyers, then you want to destroy that particular industry, and it's actually unconstitutional. But in future, as we progress, they may give robot permission to attend university, to be certificated and become lawyers. There are robots that can conduct 100% successful surgery. Doctors are also resisting that because robots, do not have emotion. Robots never attended College of Medicine, and robots are not certificated to become medical doctors and surgeons. So, but in future, if they provide them with certification, then robots will become doctors. In the case of teaching, robots are currently teaching students in different parts of the world. In fact, in United Nations, there's a robot there. If you ask that robot any question about United Nations, about issues of the world, it's going to provide you with the answer. So AI is driving our life. So as Muslim professionals, all our activities are being driven by AI, consciously or unconsciously. So AI manifestation include driving cars, ChatGPT, delivery drones, AI-driven spaceship, and smartwatches, precision agriculture. So because of time, this is what AI is all about. And the manifestation of AI is very, very clear. So these are the application of AI or manifestation of AI. AI offers many promising opportunities for Muslim professionals and Islam. AI is used in medicine, IT, teaching, research, banking, but poses unprecedented threat. I've mentioned that particular threat. Very soon, people may want to introduce AI to the mosques as robot imam, robot muazzin, robot this, robot that, or robot scholar that will give us fatwa. So all these are threats that we should watch out for because they may be counterproductive to our religion. So number two, business intelligence. Business intelligence refers to the capability that enables a business to make sensible decisions through data. By using information and data, it provides people and business leaders with actionable insight, foresight, and insight from data processing and analysis. What that means is when people gather historical facts, when people gather quantitative data, they can process it using data analytics and data analytical tools, SPSS, eView, to give them a sensible, picture of what the situations, have. And based on those charts, frequency distribution analytics, they'll be able to make informed decisions. So this is what the superpowers use. America, Britain, China, they gather data on various issues, they analyze it, and they make informed decision on it. But the question is, do we do that as Muslims? We don't. We base our decision on emotion. So Muslim professional needs business intelligence in fast-growing halal economy, Islamic finance, Islamic investment, and other sector of the economy. Business intelligence capacity enables entrepreneurs to make sensible decisions. which will accelerate the attainment of al-falah. Because in Islam, we do business for dual purposes, to impact, on people and make profit, and also to please Allah. So if you really want to gain the economy of the world, the business of the world, as China, America are doing, then we must base our decision on business intelligence, not common sense, not I think, I feel. No, your thinking, your feeling, cannot really influence what goes on in the world. You can only influence what goes on in the world based on data. Who are the people who love your product? What type of color do they want? How many are they? Based on this decision, on this data, you now conduct informed data analysis, and you base that particular outcome on those, sensible outcome from data analysis. So for instance, Africa suffers endemic food insecurity, food inadequacy, and food poverty because of a lack of business intelligence. We are not really reviewing the way we practice agriculture. We are not using data, facts, information, to guide our decision. So we are producing agricultural product, but we are not the one eating it. Sierra Leone is the, Ivory Coast, Côte d'Ivoire, is the highest producer of cocoa, in Africa. But are they really better off? The answer is no. They produce cocoa and they sell it cheaply to developed countries and multinationals who convert them to chocolates and beverages and then send it back to Africa, and you buy it at expensive price. So that is why what we are growing is not really useful for us here. We are getting minimal money while multinationals in Europe, America, China, they are enjoying it. You can see the picture. Why? Because of lack of business intelligence. So let's look at collective intelligence. Collective intelligence is the process by which a large group of individuals gather, cooperate, and share their knowledge, data, and skills for the purpose of resolving societal problems. So this is different from business intelligence, but business intelligence is incorporated in collective intelligence. Collective intelligence focuses on gather yourself. Let us do decision. Let us do consultation on how do we improve ourselves? How do we improve our lifestyle? How do we improve our economy? A consultative approach that is based on stakeholders, gathering, where we cooperate, where we collaborate, and we take decisions that will better our life. Collective intelligence emerges from collaboration, collective effort, and competition of many individuals, and appears in consensus decision-making. So most of us, we don't consult. We don't do things based on consensus. Whereas the developed countries, the multinationals, these are the things they do. It is the concept of ta'awun. Islam says ta'awanu ala al-birri wa taqwa. Cooperate, come together on bir, goodness, welfareism, and fear of God. So collective intelligence functionally has synergistic effect. When you come together, 1 + 1 becomes 3. The West as a political entity is more powerful than the whole of the Muslim world and sub-Saharan Africa because of collective intelligence. America does not play with collective intelligence. In American policy making, they will tell you our ally, our ally. What is the meaning of our ally? Those that we think together, countries that shares our belief. When we vote together in United Nations. When we take decision on international issue, we take a decision together. When we want to protect multinational, we protect our own multinational. It is collective intelligence. And Allah has given us this in Quran based on what is called collectivism and cooperation. I mentioned one, Quran chapter 5, verse 2. Ta'awanu ala al-birri wa taqwa. Cooperate in goodness and piety. Wala ta'awanu ala al-ithmi wal udwan. Don't cooperate on sins and aggression. But today we do the other side. Instead of cooperating on goodness to protect, to promote peace, development, advancements in Africa, what do we promote? War. And that is why Muslim nations are in war. Sudan, Ethiopia, several Iran, Iraq, because we are not really using collective intelligence. In our country, we don't use it. In our business, we don't use it. In our mosque, we don't use it. Even in our personal life and family, we don't use it. And that is why we're having problem. A very good example is the refinery of Dangote. What federal government of Nigeria cannot do in 8 years, and for many years, Dangote was able to do it in less than 4 years. Why? Collective intelligence. The successful completion of Dangote refinery in Nigeria is a classic example of collective intelligence. Aliko Dangote forged collaboration and worked collectively with Nigerian banks, NNPC, among others. So in the Guardian newspaper, this is the business model of Dangote refinery. It was built at the cost of $18.5 billion US, and the initial project in 2013 was 9 billion. So he couldn't do it alone. So he now leveraged collective intelligence to bring stakeholders. So by 2017, the cost has increased by 50%. So he couldn't do it. So he now leveraged collective intelligence through project financing. Dangote put down 50%, Nigerian bank put down 50%. So the ownership of that particular refinery today are NNPC, 20%, Dangote, 80%. Is that not shameful? A nation is the biggest spender. A nation is the richest in the world. Yet Nigeria couldn't build a refinery, but Dangote as individual was able to do. Why? Collective intelligence. So let's move. Data intelligence. This refers to the practice of collecting, analyzing, and transforming massive data into intelligent data for making decisions. Business intelligence, artificial intelligence, and other type of intelligences are driven by data. So we need to understand the role of data. Data simply means numerical and non-numerical information. And the data is very, very important for us to do anything in life. You need data. Because when you have data, the history, and you review those history, you learn about the past will shape the present, and the present will shape the future. And that is why most advanced countries don't play with data. And when they collect those data, they analyze it. Intelligence experts use data intelligence to better understand the data, the facts, and the pieces of information to improve their product, their services, and business decision. So as Muslim professionals and intellectuals, you need data intelligence information for tapping into 3 sides. The first one is hindsight, the benefit of the past. Insight, the benefit of the present. And foresight, the benefit of the future. So I want to ask a question, although I don't require answer. Why do you think Prophet Sulaiman was angry at the absence of Hudhud, the sagacious bird? Allah gave him a bird, which our scholars call Hudhuda. Every morning, Prophet Sulaiman will call that particular bird to ask 1 or 2 things from that particular bird. So what is the role of the bird? What does Prophet Sulaiman do with the information of Hudhud? I want you all to go and think about this question. Hudhud is actually the technology that Allah gave Prophet Sulaiman, but it's called sagacious bird. That bird can navigate the space, the environment, the different countries, and it will come back to provide Prophet Sulaiman with that particular data. So it's like the internet during the time of Prophet Sulaiman. So the bird would download the data and also process the data in form of statistics, figures, charts, frequency distribution, data analytics. On the basis of that, Prophet Sulaiman will now take a decision. So when you read Quran about Prophet Sulaiman, he was successful because he leveraged data intelligence. So today, the application of data intelligence covers so many aspects of our life. It is used to support human understanding in solving socioeconomic and environmental problems. By answering key questions around who, what, where, and when of a given data set. So when you have data intelligence, you're able to provide answer to who. what, where, and when. And also, USA, Ukraine, and Russia produce the largest quantity of grains in the world. Why? They leverage data intelligence. So their agricultural system is data-driven. So that is why they are able to succeed. And there's a particular type of agriculture called precision agriculture, agriculture that is based on data, intelligence. With that particular data intelligence, you are able to determine which is the suitable land that will give us the maximum, yield when we plant rice, beans. So how do we solve the problem of pests? How do you solve the problem of insects and some other things? How do we predict the weather, when it will rain? And how do we predict areas of the country that is not really suitable for agriculture? So this is what is called precision agriculture. It's driven by data intelligence. So this is what we need in Africa to solve the problem of food insecurity, food poverty, and food shortages. The next one, which is the E, is emotional intelligence. This refers to an individual's ability to understand and manage personal emotion, as well as recognize and manage the feelings of others. That is the simple definition of emotional intelligence. Understand yourself, manage yourself. Know other people, then know how to manage other people. So there are 5 components in some textbook, 4 components of emotional intelligence. The first one is you, know yourself, self-awareness. The second is self-regulation, be able to manage yourself. The third one is motivation, be self-driven. Don't wait for people to drive you, to control yourself, to manage your future, to manage your destiny. And also empathy, know others. And finally, social skill, know how to manage others. If you lack all this, you can't be a politician. One of the reasons why Asiwaju was successful in politics is a master of emotional intelligence. Compare Asiwaju with Atiku, compare Asiwaju with Kwakwaso, compare Asiwaju with Obi. Is a master of emotional intelligence. He doesn't speak to people, he speaks to issues. He's very, very focused. He's self-aware and knows how to manage himself. He knows others and knows how to manage others. You can see what is coming out in recent time on why he won. People thought he won because he rigged. No, he's a master of humans, material resources. So one of his strengths is emotional intelligence. And the example of that is when it comes to self-awareness in Quran, President told us, none of you truly believes until he wishes for his brother what he wishes for himself. So you should be aware of yourself as well as others. And also in self-control and self-management, he said, powerful is not he who knocks the others down. Indeed, powerful is he who controls himself in the fit of anger. So that is what is called self-management. If you are not able to manage yourself, but you are able to defeat people in wrestling, you are not powerful. The most powerful is somebody who is able to manage himself. And when it comes to motivation, he said, any person who takes a bath, on Friday, like the bath of Janaba, and then goes to Salat prayer in the first hour, it is as if he has sacrificed a camel. Here, he wants to motivate us to go to mosques early. And he now incentivizes, he put incentive in going to the mosques early. So if you take your bath early on Friday, and you go to mosque, and you are the first person to enter the mosque, you are going to be given a reward that is equivalent to what? A camel. Whoever goes to the mosque in the second hour, it is as if he has sacrificed what? A cow. And whosoever goes in the third hour, then it is as if he has sacrificed a ram. And if one goes in the fourth hour, then it's as if he has sacrificed a hen. And whosoever goes to the mosque in the fifth hour, then it is as if he has actually offered an egg. When the imam comes out, the angels present themselves to listen the khutbah. So he actually dissected the time of Jumat into 5. that if you go early, you belong to the first category, you are going to be given a camel, the reward of a camel. Second group, you get a cow. Third group, you get a ram. Fourth group, you get a hen. Fifth group, you get ordinary egg. And those who come after, when Imam mounts the khutbah, they will not get anything. You can see the motivation. This is emotional intelligence. Because of this particular statement, people started going to the mosque early enough. So this is how leaders motivate followers. And we have this in Islam and in all a part of our life. Finally, faith intelligence. Faith intelligence refers to a perspective offering a way to bring together the spiritual and material well-being of the universe and all who live therein to attain harmony. Faith intelligence does not belong to Muslim alone. It's a general concept. But in Islam, we prefer to call it spiritual intelligence. But the Christians have faith intelligence, Muslims have faith intelligence, Hindus have faith intelligence, even free thinkers, they have faith intelligence. Those who don't believe in God, the scientists, they also have faith intelligence. Faith intelligence simply means bringing the material and the spiritual together. But our definition of spiritual differs. To scientists, their own spiritual is nature. The atheists, their own spiritual is nature. They worship nature. But there is harmony between the material, that which we can see, and that which we cannot see, the metaphysics. But in Islam, we talk about the material world and also the divine being, which is Allah. So in Islam, faith intelligence is called spiritual intelligence. It starts with believing in the existence of Allah, the unity of Allah, and appreciating, underlining the purpose of existence. That we are here on the surface of the earth, to worship Allah. We have been given the material, but if you are using the material without the spiritual, you are not going to achieve the purpose of creation. So faith intelligence is central and most fundamental to all intelligence, whether AI, whether BI, whether CI, whether DI, whether, EI. So you need faith. Faith is what will structure everything. Because of time, let us look at the manifestation. In Islam, we believe that faith drives reality. And those who are not Muslim too believe that faith drives reality. Americans will say, Americans have faith in American dream. And what is American dream? It is a belief. The belief that anyone, regardless of where they were born or what class they were born into, can attain their own version of success in a society in which upward mobility is possible for everybody. And that is why everyone wants to go to America. Even those of you who are listening to, it's a faith that when you get to America, everything about your problem is solved. Your job is solved, scholarships are available for education. It is a faith. And people have been following that faith system and it's becoming successful for them. Astronauts, masters traveling to space based on faith. They believe that we can do it. Many years ago, they couldn't go to the orbit. They couldn't go to the moon. They couldn't go to planet Mars. But they said it's possible. They had faith and they were able to get there. David killed Goliath because he was working with faith. David was a small, lad, while Goliath was a giant. Yet he had faith that I can defeat this man based on what? Faith intelligence. And truly was able to defeat Goliath, who was, equipped with sophisticated armor and armory. But with faith in Allah, David was able to use ordinary string, what we call catapult, to destroy Goliath. MSSN Lagos had faith in the constitutionality of hijab. When so many people believe that it's not possible, they will continue to deny us. But few people, young lad in Lagos, they fought Lagos State and they won at what is called the High Court, the Appeal Court, and also the Supreme. It took 10 years, but they were able to succeed. Why? Faith. So faith is very, very important. When you have faith intelligence, you can do so many things. And then finally, what are the applications of the A, B, C, D, E, F in our life? As Muslim, we need character. If you don't have Muslim character, it will be very difficult for you to be able to use this A, B, C, D, F of, intelligence. So in our ideology, what is called Selim Akida, sound faith, we need what is called emotional intelligence and faith intelligence to sustain what is called Selim al-Akida. And that is what is called rift among Islamic scholars today. Their faith lacks emotional intelligence and faith intelligence. For Sahih Ibadah, correct worship of Muslims in the world, we need what is called collective intelligence, we need data intelligence, we need emotional intelligence, and we need faith intelligence. For us to have very strong body, for us to be well healthy, physically, body-wise, we need all the, A, B, C, D, E, F of intelligence. Is it artificial intelligence is used in healthcare, and we need to be, strong in our body, so we need all these 6. In our character, we need everything. In our culture, in our ability to be civilized, we need everything. In our ability to earn a living, we need everything. In our ability to be self-disciplined, we need collective intelligence, we need emotional intelligence, we need, other type of, especially spiritual intelligence. Also, for us to be able to manage our time, we need all these 6. And also for us to be beneficial, to be organized in our affairs, we need all these 6. And for us to be able to support others as, social entrepreneurs, charity-based organization, person, for us to be beneficial to people as empathetic people, just like Dangote, we also need everything. Because when we have artificial intelligence, business intelligence, collective intelligence, data intelligence, emotional intelligence, faith intelligence, we'll be able to reach as many people as possible. Let me give you an example. In the Himalayas is a place in the world. The mountain is very, very high. And so hospitals are far from that particular place. There are no pharmacies. But with artificial intelligence, the scientists and philanthropists are able to attend to the rural people in Himalayas by using helicopter to do what is called mobile clinic, to go and treat those people. So when those people need medicine, they will use their mobile phone to buy drugs from online pharmaceutical shop that are very, very far from Himalayas. And those pharmaceutical companies, they deliver those drugs, those medicine using drone. Drone would take it to those places. And when the drone land on the ground, the drone would automatically call the owner of the medicine. They will come out of their house, pick their drugs, and the drone will fly away. You can see the power of artificial intelligence for benefiting people. So application of this is applicable to all. So what are the takeaways to round up everything? 3 things. 1, ABCDEF of intelligence comes with many benefits for people and society. Moreover, Allah states in the Holy Quran, and he has subjected to you whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth. So Allah has given us power to use intelligence for artificial intelligence, business intelligence, collective intelligence, up to faith intelligence. Number 2, intelligence should be considered as a favor from Allah to facilitate the various aspects of our life. It is meant to aid our spiritual activities and non-spiritual activities, the muamalat, interpersonal relation, organizational relation, international relation is based on artificial intelligence, business intelligence, and other forms of intelligence. And finally, intelligence should not be used for sinful and destructive practices that threaten peace, people, planet, profit, and prosperity. So the Russian-Ukraine war is an example of misapplication of what? Intelligence. So we should do away with the negative, but use it for the positive. Finally, from the discourse, intelligence indeed rule the world. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. So all that we have listened to is just, discussion. Your capacity and ability to use it to bring about change in your life in your family, in your workplace, in your community, in your country, and in the global, society is what is most important, according to Albert Einstein. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Kabbirullah. Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
Jazakumullah khairan, sir. We are indeed very grateful for this opportunity. This is a wonderful and a fantastic and eye-opening lecture that many. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. It is actually very, very informative and with a good examples that we can easily assess, that can make us to understand exactly what the impact, the focus you are guiding us to. We pray that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept this from you as an act of ibadah, and also make each and every one of us that is listening to this program to be able to benefit from it immensely. Without taking much of our time, because we have the time has been fast spent, we decide not to restrict him because of the powerful information that is coming out from his hand. And due to that, we'll give room for questions within 10 minutes. Please, if you have questions, please kindly signify by raising up your hand so that I can give number once and for all. We don't want to spend more than 10 minutes on questions. Please signify. Questions. I have question. Okay. One of our signify. Okay. Tawfiq. Bismillah.
Okay, assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam.
Such a wonderful presentation, and Jazakumullah khairan for the presentation. First, really learned a lot as for all those points. But what I want to ask is that, okay, all this intelligence, the points, various type of intelligence that needs to be brought together to be able to achieve what you're talking about. And my own question is that back home in our own country, in Nigeria, within ourselves, do we actually have the right climb as far as the community or the nation at it is to put all these things together to achieve a common goal? That's the question. And if
it's
that
a very
is
straightforward question, so we don't have to
if
waste.
that is missing, if it's not there, how can we build that so that all this intelligence can be put together and be able to achieve something within ourselves as a group and as a nation as a whole? So that's the question.
It's very straightforward. Don't wait for government. Don't wait for what we call enabling environment to practice it. I define what intelligence is. You have it already. Allah gave you as a gift. That is why you are different from animal and other things. So the second thing is we have broken it into A, B, C up to F. For instance, artificial intelligence, read about it and look at how you are going to benefit. For instance, as a teacher, I use artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, for teaching and research. It makes my teaching very easy. It makes my research very easy. Government does not have anything to do with blocking me or encouraging me. When it comes to business intelligence, Dangote use business intelligence. Otedola use business intelligence. You can also use business intelligence to look at gaps in your environment, and you're able to fill that particular gap. Collective intelligence, all the brothers who organize this particular program, you can come together and start using collective intelligence to benefit yourself, your family, your community. People are sometimes ago, somebody just sat there and said, let us form APC. It's a collective intelligence. And APC was a non-entity. It was not known, but today it's a national party. So you use it without, once you start having that belief that we don't have right environment, then you are going to misapply this particular lecture. We came up with this lecture to tell you that government cannot restrict you. You can actually help government by using A, B, C, D, E, F of government. Don't think about what government can do for you, but think about what you can do for government. All those who have done Nigeria proud in sport, in academics. They were doing that on their own, using their own individual intelligence. When they became known, popular, government started following them. That is the summary of the lecture. Allahu Alam.
Jazakumullah khairan, sir. Malam Tijani Abbas, the next question. Malam Tijani Abbas, the next, your question, sir. In his absence, Malam Musa Dambili. Okay, then we also have doctors. Okay, hello.
Hello, sir. Can you give the our professor, our esteemed professor from Cameroon, Professor Alan, maybe 1 or 2 minutes to share his thoughts?
Oh, okay.
About
Very beautiful.
Okay, sir.
Very
Okay,
beautiful.
okay.
Very beautiful.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So, Professor, please go ahead within 2 minutes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Hello, Professor Ndedi.
Professor
Ndedi,
Ndedi, please.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Yeah, thank you, my brother. I was very impressed to listen to you. Your was a very thought-provoking presentation. You brought facts. You brought us so many information that we need really to apply in the African context. What my advice is, if some of the cases that you used during your presentation could be taught in business school, like the one of Dangote, the refinery of Dangote, against the government, to see how private initiatives can really boost an economy without waiting for the government to come on board. I really appreciate the presentation. I would like to have a copy of this presentation and to see how, based on that presentation, I can bring some case study to my business student. Thank you, brother, once again, and we stay in touch. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
I'll make it available to you, Prof, on our platform.
Now,
thank you.
Can we tell our participants that we share the link to our YouTube channel in the chat so we can all get it from there?
Okay. You've passed the information already. So the participants, you've had my co-MC that the link to this presentation is available on our platform, so you can easily revisit the lecture.
No, in the chat here. Did you just check the chat?
Okay. You can check the chat now. You can have access to it. Yeah. So the next, Malam Tijani Abbas, are you still there to ask your question? Because we don't have enough time. Okay, Dr. Musa Dambele, please, can you go ahead with your question?
Thank you, sir. My question is, it could look somehow, how do we know that we have intelligence? Thank you, sir.
We all have intelligence. It's just that we need to build on it. You know, there's a verse in the Quran where Allah talk about how He created us. You know, so we have been given intelligence. It's just for us to build on it by going to school, either conventional, Islamic. Based on our knowledge, we gather skills and also we gather experience. We call it KSA. Once you have knowledge, skills, and experience, you are going to be intelligent. Look at the era of traditional Arabic in Nigeria. People learn traditional Arabic, but in the north, Gumi excelled because Gumi was not just an ordinary scholar. He has knowledge, skills, and experience across the Muslim world. Sheikh Adam El-Ilori also did the same thing in Yoruba land. He modernized his madrasa based on his knowledge, experience, and skills. And so he became outstanding. Ditto for Sheikh Kamaldeen Al-Adabi. And that is why after death, their legacy continues to linger. So once you have intelligence, it will be very, very clear. I mentioned Ashwaju. Ashwaju is not a first-class knowledgeable person, but the little knowledge he has skills and exposure. And that is why he created a niche for himself in politics. Dangote is very good in business, you know, and because of some of the things we had mentioned, he succeeded in business and is still succeeding. So when you have intelligence, you will know. But the difference is that our level of intelligence differs based on how well we have read, how exposed we are, and how skillful we are. That's the difference.
Dr. Said Fagbemi, your questions. Dr. Said Fagbemi, your question. Okay, in the absence of...
I'm online.
Okay, please go ahead.
Alhamdulillah. We really appreciate our prof for a well-researched topic. But I just want to add a little thing concerning what you have delivered. Well, concerning intelligence, based on our own field as a security expert, I just want to add a little thing. Intelligence can be defined also as collection of information after going through three related items, such as collation, evaluation, and interpretation. So you have to get that in mind. If you have a raw information, you collate all the informations. After collation, you evaluate the information. After the evaluation, you now interpret to form or to gather intelligence. That's number one. Then secondly, also, we have various ways of gathering intelligence. You have UMIT, that's human intelligence. You have open source intelligence. You have geospatial intelligence. So I just want to have, let us have that so we can have a broad about intelligence.
Jazakumullah khairan for that beautiful contribution.
Dr. Said Fagbemi, for that insight.
Yes, sir.
You have heard from security experts. You know,
yes.
I mentioned intelligence community. They call the intelligence community.
Intelligence community. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Those are the DSS, the NIA, and the DIA.
Exactly. Yeah.
Department of State Services, the National Intelligence Agency, and Defense Intelligence Agency. They are called
Jazakumullah khairan, sir.
Intelligence community.
We thank God for the wealth of knowledge that we have in this group and the expertise. Jazakumullah khairan. Because of our time, we will not have enough time to allow you to dish, but I'm sure the organizers will still have more opportunities to invite many of us to come and dish out this beautiful knowledge that Allah has bestowed each and every one of us, inshallah, within other time. And now we want to quickly recognize our father of today's occasion. He has joined us, but we don't want to interrupt our lecturer while he was doing his presentation, and that is Alhaji Sheikh Abdulwahid Shitu Balakum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, sir. If you are with us, please say the to us, sir.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakumullah khairan, sir. Now I'll call on Malam Musa Showumi. So no, before Malam Musa Showumi, I'll call on Malam Habib Audu to give us information within the next 1 to 2 minutes. Information, vital information.
Okay. Yeah, the information we have for us is for the next edition of the monthly forum. We call it monthly forum. We meet monthly to discuss topical issues around the world. For the next one, so the topic we have chosen is mentoring in the digital age. Mentoring in the digital age from 0 to hero. So that is the topic for next month, inshallah. So we'll hope to keep you informed as the time proceeds.
Okay, Jazakumullah khairan. Yes, Jazakumullah khairan. I also want to tell our father, the lecturer of today's program, that the Legacy Forum have started using the collective intelligence. It's just that we may not have gone far, because I realized that some months ago, we discussed some things that will benefit each and every one of us in this group, like something like mortgage housing, that can benefit each and every one of us, and we'll gather ourselves, discuss with the experts, and see the way forward. Although we don't know it was a collective intelligence we were doing, but at least now we have realized that we are doing something like that. So we'll do more by consulting you and other experts in the field. Now I'll call on Malam Musa Showumi to give us the vote of thanks for today's program. Bismillah, sir.
Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. We thank Allah who has made it possible for us to go this far. We appreciate our lecturer for giving or for sharing with us part of the knowledge Allah has bestowed him with. We pray Allah reward him for this. And to every one of us, the participants, we appreciate our coming. Inshallah, as said by the chairman of this forum, next month, I think around this time, we shall be inviting us for the next edition. Thank you all for coming.
So, Jazakumullah khairan. We pray that may Allah accept it from each and every one of us and bless us with the knowledge. And like the lecturer said at his opening remark, being able to use this knowledge is the most important thing. No matter how small, we can. Let's just start somewhere and start implementing it. Data science, data intelligence is cut across all of our feeds, and collective intelligence is not restricted to anybody. We can all benefit from it through cooperatives and so many other means that we can make use of them. So we pray that may Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to guide us, protect us.
Are you saying last week of June for the next program?
Yes, it's usually the last week of June.
Last Sunday in June, right?
Yes, inshallah.
May Allah preserve our lives. Jazakumullah khairan.
Ameen wa iyyakum. At-takbir.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Takbir.
Akbar. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Can you imagine stuff for Subi over there? Allah
Akbar.
Hey, this video.
Baba Galagwa.
Abankanu.
Awan yesa.
Hey,
Baba on gbogbo odo yin sa.
Adupa o. Ambele.